Hey everyone. This is my first video and my one. This isn't, well, yeah, you could say my first video, but just subscribe and like, it's optional. But yeah, I this is gonna be an audio what I put on my podcast on Spotify, which I'm gonna put that in the description. So yeah, anyways, enjoy my clips while I was playing. So yeah, anyways, enjoy. Sonder. The realization that each stranger is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. A story filled with their own dreams, struggles, and moments that often go unseen. I'm your host, Henry Mendez, and welcome to It's Under Control. Hey everyone, welcome to my podcast, and this is my first episode. Well, I mean, obviously, no shit, but other than that, my mic is kind of alright, and I'm in my car recording. But I promise in the future I'll do better and upgrade the podcast. But thank you so much for tuning in. I'm really excited to have you here with this episode. Uh, but there are various podcasts out there, and it would mean a lot to me if you choose to spend time with the guest and me as well in the future episodes. But before we get started, if you want to send a letter of your struggles or what are you trying to accomplish or share your story, my email is it's undercontrol at gmail.com. Let me repeat that. It's undercontrol@gmail.com. Easy as that. But if you want to join as a guest or check me out, follow my Instagram. It's Henry Mendez. Let me spell it out. ITZ_H3NRY dot M3ND3Z. Let me spell once again. ITZ_H3NRY dot M3ND3Z. And I know I'm gonna put this in the bio, even my email as well, so it can be more easier as well. But since this is our very first journey of this podcast, I'd like to introduce myself and share about what inspired me to start this podcast. My name is Henry Mendez, once again, and I've always been fascinated by unique stories that each of us carries. And I want people to hear my personal story as well because I know my stories are valuable to share for you guys. And I believe there's something powerful in being able to connect over our experiences and even when they're messy or complicated, but this podcast, it's under control. It's all about those moments, the ups and downs, the lessons we learned, or the things we might otherwise keep to ourselves, you know? But so whether you're here to gain new perspectives or learn from my experiences or just listen to some real honest conversation, I am thrilled to have you along for the ride. So let's jump in and see where this journey takes us. So let me share what sparked my interest understanding people's lives. So about a year ago, I could say about a year and a half ago, my family and I went on a vacation to Miami, Florida. Uh, and we were a middle class family, and my parents have always worked hard, doing everything they can do to pay off the mortgage. I don't know if I said it right, but and to provide us to feel comfortable, around around the neighborhood. Like we live in the suburbs, and in my opinion, I don't really like it because it's really quiet. But staying at this complex in Miami felt like stepping into another world. Like, I remember one night I found myself in a balcony looking out at the luxury cars and the people in the nearby complexes who seemed like they were living freely without the weight my parents carried. And I felt this wave of frustration where realizing that my parents didn't have the knowledge of or freedom that others seemed to enjoy. But as I watched, I had this sudden feeling, what I know as which I already know as it's called Sunder. That every person down there, even those who seemed so free, had a life as complex and full of struggles as ours. Like they were dealing with their own challenges, their own stories that we'd never seen in the surface. Like, like, we don't know what they're struggling. Like okay, I already know what my parents are struggling, but people at the living at the complexes, like I'm curious, like what made them there, and what did they struggle, and at that moment it changed me. It showed me that everyone has a story worth hearing, and sometimes sharing those stories can make people feel less alone. Like, let me share my personal story as an example. Like when I was young, around second grade, I had ADHD and I was pretty quiet, and I was the type of kid who would sit alone in the cafeteria each day, like well every day basically. And one day a teacher noticed and made a choice. Like she moved me to sit with other kids who had peanut allergy, so I wouldn't be left out. And I know this seems funny, but like once again, this is a judgment-free zone, and I'm gonna address the context and the goal. Um, but yeah, no, yeah, looking back, I'm so grateful for that small act of kindness because something inside of her told her to take action. And it made me realize that how much one person noticing can matter. And honestly, that's part of why I want to help someone who seems lonely or is nervous to talk, because like I remember what that feels like. Like I've always been lonely in elementary and kindergarten. Like I had no one to talk. I was pretty quiet. Like, I was nervous, and I know what that felt like. Like you don't know what to say or how to start a conversation. Like you just don't want to be awkward. You don't want to feel left. Like like you don't want to be awkward or be embarrassed. And I was just like overthinking on like what would happen if I like fuck it up, but like if I see someone on the corner who's lonely, just like wants to join in, I will walk up to them and be like, hey, you should join us, or you should meet my friends so you can get along. But yeah. And then later on in fourth grade, things got tougher. But before I went into those challenges, I'll share one of my positive experience. So like in first grade, I had a tutor who would always help me with homework and keep me entertained. He even treated me with my like the he even treated me like the McDonald's Happy Meal. Like every time like when we meet up, and I think it would be like Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I think. Um, but no, yeah, like we will always meet up, and it made me like feel a difference. Like it felt like he saw me from who I was, and I think he knew I was like lonely. And but anyways, I'll dive deeper into this experience in the future episode. But for now, I wanted to share this part of my story. It's what taught me how much understanding and connection matter. And it's why I'm so passionate about helping others share their own stories here. But, you know, but other than that, let's talk about the podcast, about its mission and vision, like the context and the goal, if you could say that. But anyways, let's get right into it. So, starting off with goal, what do I hope listeners to gain from each episode? Well, I want my listeners to gain empathy, inspiration, and understanding. So let's start off with empathy. Um, I want to create a space where listeners truly understand and share the feelings of others. For example, when a guest discusses their anxiety, I aim to explore how it impacts their daily life and relationship. This connection fosters compassion and reminds us that we all face struggles, and helping us build a more caring community. And moving on with inspiration, I aim to spark inspiration through stories of resilience, and transformation. I don't know if I said it right, but hopefully in the next episode I get it right. But like I said, this is a judgment-free zone. But other than that, for instance, when a guest shares their journey from addiction to success, it encourages listeners to reflect on their life and see the potential for change within themselves. And lastly is understanding. Um, Understanding. I want my podcast to prioritize meaningful connections through active listening and genuine curiosity. When a guest shares their grief journey, I want to engage with their emotions, allowing for a deeper understanding and that resonates with listeners. So, yeah, that is the goal. Or yeah, but the next topic is core message. How do I want my audience to feel or think differently after hearing these stories? Well, I want my audience to feel connected and understood, realizing that they're not alone in their struggles. And my hope is that they gain practical insights and confidence to share their own stories. Ultimately, I want to appreciate vulnerability as a strength and see their experience as part of a larger shared human narrative. For example, if a guest is unsure of having is unsure or having an anxiety or thinking they'll get bullied or get hateful comments, I will say this: you got this, and like, hey, you got this, and there's no need to hold back. Like sharing your story isn't just a release, it's a bridge that connects you to others who truly understand. Like, even struggle, even trapped, or every lesson like learned adds meaningful to our shared journeys, you know? And you're just not speaking into the void. You're joining in a community that listener supports and grows together. Like, we're here for each other, and whatever you're facing, you're not alone. So take that step with confidence, knowing your voice matters, and together we're strong than we are alone. Like, this message encourages empowerment through vulnerability, fostering a sense of community and the support among listeners. And I did say that, like, I'm not gonna force you guys, but if you guys are a guest, and, like, we already planned out. Like, I don't want you guys to, like, I mean, it's optional. I'm not gonna like force you guys. I'm just like, I'm just want your mindset to be more comfortable and be free. Like, I want you to be yourself instead of following it like others. But other than that, we'll address the hate comments and educate y'all. And the last topic is my main focus. So, like, what is their main focus? Well, okay. My podcast will feature a diverse mix of everyday people, career paths, and life struggles. By showcasing stories from artists, entrepreneurs, and individuals overcoming personal challenges, I aim to illustrate the rich tapestry of human experiences. Every voice adds a unique perspective, and fostering an understanding connection among our audience. Like, like, I aim, like, hopefully I get entrepreneurs, and, like, that'll be cool, like, and even artists, because I really want to talk to an entrepreneur. Like, how did they make this, progress, and what was the struggle like when they were facing it. Oh, even artists, like, what made the song, like, what made them start their goal, and, like, what was their struggle. Like, I'm really curious. But yeah, now that I explained the mission and the vision to y'all, let's talk about the connection and comfort. All right, so now that we're at the connection and comfort, we're gonna start with number one. How can I assure you that It's Under Control is a safe, judgment-free space for discussing vulnerable topics? Well, I want you to feel at ease here. In this space, judgment doesn't exist. only connections and understanding do. Its under control was created to allow anyone, including me, to share honesty and listen openly. Vulnerability might feel difficult, but I believe it's powerful and can connect us on a deeper level. Like my goal is to make sure you know that whatever you've experienced, whatever you feel, it's valid here. You're part of a community that welcomes you as you are with acceptance and respect. And moving on with number 2, what does vulnerability mean to me and how can I add value to our shared human experience? Well, to me, vulnerability is about opening up, sharing the parts of ourselves that we might usually keep hidden. And being honest about both of our struggles and our strengths. It can feel risky, but it's what truly connects us. Like when we share our real stories and emotions, we're just not telling each other who we are. We're creating a space for them to feel seen and understood too. So that's why I believe vulnerability has so much value. And it reminds us that we're all navigating this complex life together. And before we go number 3, I want you to listen carefully while I dive into the next topic, which is number 3. Um, because why? These are my thoughts and my advice on when I see as a negative, like when I see a negative when it comes to handling comments and judgments. And when I mean about like comments and like judgments, like it can be like like you guys sharing your ad, and I don't know if like this is me like as a new podcaster, so I know that I don't know if they're gonna be comments or whatever. But if you guys want to share your social media or don't want to, but like if you guys are, I know there's gonna be hate comments on your messages, but but like I said, I'm gonna like give you my advice. So number 3, what mindset can help my listeners turn negative comments into opportunities for growth? Well, okay, so number 1, recognizing the source. Understand that negative comments often stem from insecurities or unhappiness of the commenter. Like, negative comments can often reflect the struggles, insecurities, or feelings of inde- inadequacy of the person making them. Rather than personalizing these comments, recognize that they may be projections of someone else's issue. This mindset helps in not taking such negativity to heart. And I want you to practice empathy for the commenter. Like when it's hard not to feel affected by negativity, try to remind yourself that the commenter might be dealing with their own battles. This shift to empathy can make it easier to respond from a place of compassion rather than hurt. And I want you to remind yourself of your purpose when encountering hate. Like negative comments may challenge your confidence, but staying grounded in your purpose can help you keep your perspective. Like remind yourself that why you're in this journey, and that not everyone will understand or appreciate, and that's okay. Like for me, like I've been into like investing, and I be hearing people like saying like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna lose money, yeah, 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 yeah," and I did, but I didn't give up. Like I kept on going and going and going, and here now, I still have profit. And I'm not gonna get into that detail, but yeah, like like it's okay that people are hating because I want you to believe in yourself, like not others. And number 2, separate yourself from negativity. Like don't internalize hate or judgment from others. Like your story is valid and meaningful. Remember that everyone's journey is unique, and others' opinions don't determine your worth. So staying rooted in your own values allows you to embrace your story without allowing others. And I want you to focus on self information. When negative like arises, Reframing your strengths and values can help maintain your confidence. Like validating yourself from within build resilience. Like validating yourself from within build resilience against external negativity. And I want you to practice daily gratitude for your journey. Like take a moment each day to list small meaningful aspects of your journey that you're grateful for. Like this simple practice keeps you grounded and reminds you of the positives, even when faced of criticism. Like for example, like if you're happy what you're dressed as and not following others, go for it. I know that people are gonna be like, "Damn, bro, you look goofy as fuck," but don't focus on that. Like as long as it what you're happy of your outfit. Like if you love your outfit, go for that because I want you to focus in you, not others, you know? Like I want to believe in yourself. Like be yourself basically. So, yeah. So, other than that, I want you to visualize your growth. So each time you overcome negativity, you're building inner strength. Like imagining your progress can like okay, so imagining your progress can boost your resilience, your resilience. I don't know if I said it right. And it can motivate you to continue on your path. Like I'm gonna tell more of my fourth grade self. Like I was bullied, and like I'm gonna tell you like how I encountered it, like negativity into positivity. So that's gonna be in the future episode. But no, yeah. Um, and I want you to seek feedback that promotes growth. Like I want you to seek let me repeat that. Seek feedback that promotes your growth and discard comments that tears you down. Like embrace comments that challenge you to improve and discard those who that are purely negative. And construction feedback can contribute positively to your journey, which hate does not. And I want you to ask yourself if feedback aligns with your goals. Like use this question as a filter. Like constructive comments often resonate with your personal or professional goal, while harmful ones tend to distract from them. Keeping feedback aligned with your purpose helps maintain a positive mindset. And I want you to use constructive comments to fuel self-improvement. Like turning those useful feedbacks into attainable goals helps you grow while staying focused on your path. Embrace these insights as motivation rather than letting negativity derail you. I hope that makes sense. So, starting with and number 4, embrace vulnerability. Celebrate the courage the it takes you to share your story. Like vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Like vulnerability means opening up, which takes strength. And I want you to remind yourself that by sharing your story, you're building connections and inspiring others to be honest and open as well. And I want you to use vulnerability as a bridge to connect with others. Like being open about your experiences often encourages others to do the same, creating a supportive and even creating a supportive environment. Like this mutual honesty builds to builds stronger and more meaningful connections. And I want you to acknowledge your progress. Like when vulnerability feels difficult, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. Remembering remembering your journey and the strengths it took to get here like can make it easier to continue being open. So let me repeat that one more time. When vulnerability feels difficult, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. Remembering your journey and the strength it took to get here can make it easier to continue being open. And I want you to find joy in your story. Like sharing your experiences isn't just about vulnerability. It's about empowerment. Like celebrating your journey, including the challenges can make sharing feel rewarding rather than scary. And number 5, foster a positive community. Like I want you to surround yourself with supportive people who uplift and understand you. Like the company can the company can you keep can deeply impact your mindset. Like seeking out people who understand and uplift you creates an environment that's a safe space for personal growth. And I want you to engage in a safe space where you can share your experience without fear or judgment. Like choosing communities that encourage open, judgment free conversation provides a space where you can express yourself freely and build confidence in your journey. And I want you to. Ugh, sorry about that. I got a little bit confuzzled, but I want you to practice kindness and encourage openness. Openness. I want you to practice kindness and encourage openness in others. Like being supportive of others in return creates a positive, mutually uplifting environment. That just showing kindness and encouraging openness can help everyone feel more comfortable sharing. And I want you to establish boundaries when needed. Like protecting your well-being sometimes mean stepping back from toxic or overly negative spaces. Like creating boundaries where necessary helps you maintain a healthy mindset. And I want you to celebrate others' achievement and struggles. When others share, when others share, acknowledging their journey promotes an atmosphere of empathy and understanding. This makes your community a space of support rather than judgment. And number 6, I want you to use negativity as fuel. Like, I want you to reframe negative comments as motivation to share even more. Like, instead of like, instead of letting negativity deter you, use it as motivation to continue. Every piece of criticism can be a push of your share of your story even more confidently. Like I said, like if you love your outfit, just love your outfit, because like you like if you're happy with your outfit, go for it. Like there's gonna be people judging you, but I want you to use that as a positivity, as a motivation. Like you are like challenging yourself. Like you're not challenging yourself, but you're proving them wrong. Like you're not gonna follow them. Like you're not gonna tell them like, hey, I'm not gonna change my outfit because just because you judge me. Like no. Like I want you to be yourself, basically. So no, yeah, and yeah. So I want you to set goals inspired by negativity. When someone doubts you, use it as fuel to accomplish what they think you can't. Like setting goals as a response to setting goals as a response to negativity can turn criticism into productivity energy. And I want you to see each setbacks as a stepping stone. So each time you encounter negativity, it's an opportunity to build resilience. I don't know if I said it right, but this is a judgment-free zone. But reframing criticism as a growth experience shifts your mindset, and making challenges feel more like step like it makes your challenges feel more like steps forward. And number 7, reflect and respond. So, I want you to consider how you want to respond negativity. So, choosing your response, whether to ignore, address, or use it as a teachable moment, can shift the power dynamic by putting you back in control and of the narrative. So, give yourself time before responding. Like a pause before responding allows you to choose your words thoughtfully. This calm approach can prevent a reactive response, helping you remain compound. Like I don't want you to be like, "Oh, what'd you say?" or like, "You call my outfit ugly?" Okay, okay. Like look at you. Like I don't want you to be like that. I want you to be like, "Okay, I respect your answer, but I'm not gonna take it serious." Respectfully, and that's how I want you to respond back to the people. And I want you to celebrate your inner growth. So after dealing with negativity, acknowledge how each experience has helped you grow stronger. Like that'll recognize your resilience build several. Data recognize your resilience. Resilience builds self-respect and reinforce your ability to handle future challenges. And number eight, um, reframe your journey. Like your experiences matter, so I want you to be proud of your journey. So I want you to embrace your story in its uniqueness. So each step contributes to who you are today. Reframing this pride keeps you grounded in your own worth. And I want you to write down information, like jotting down information about your values, dreams, or an accomplishment reminds reminds you of what truly matters. These information can serve as a study foundation during difficult times. And I want you to connect with those who support you. Like sharing your journey like with like open-minded individuals can remind you that you're not alone. Their encouragement can help bolster your confidence and keep you moving forward. Like, I have a friend who does investment, and so do I. And me and him, we will talk about it every day, and that will motivate me to keep on investing. Like, like before, I was focusing on others, and I was like a little bit close to give up, and like because I was scared of losing money. But I had a friend who does investment, and like you know like he just like tells me what are ways and what are like what are ways to like remain calm and what not to be scared of. And shout out to him because he's been there for me ever since. So but yeah, but I want you to reflect on the impact of your story. So take time to remember how sharing your story has helped others and yourself. This reflection affirms that the positive ripple of your effect vulnerability can have. So let me repeat that one more time because it doesn't, I don't know, it kind of seems like it doesn't make sense. But reflect on the impact of your story. So take time to remember how sharing your story has helped others and yourself. This reflection affirms the ripple effect of your vulnerability can have. So yeah, that's all I got. I wish I can have like an explanation for that, but I was, but like I said, I am kind of reproving how to do a podcast, but you know, but yeah, but thank you all for joining me today on this journey of vulnerability and connection, and I want to encourage each of you to share your thoughts or personal stories with me. And like I said, whatever your heart desires, like you can email me or follow me on Instagram and hit me up. And it's up to you. I'm not here to force you. So yeah, so whether it's a challenge you face, a moment of growth, or even a negative comment that turned into a lesson learned, I'd love to hear from you. Your stories matter, and sharing them can inspire others in our community. And as we wrap up for this episode, I'm really excited to tell you my challenges I faced when I was in fourth grade. And I did say that from the like in the midway and like in the you know what I mean? But like I will tell you more about later about like no, I'll tell you more about my fourth grade challenges in the next future episode. So yeah. But we'll be diving into the theme of overcoming challenges, the power of being yourself, and the lessons in self acceptance in the next episode where I'm gonna talk about my fourth grade. So I can't wait for you to hear how those experiences shaped. Uh, I can't wait for you to hear how those experiences shaped from who I am today. So, and of course, a huge thank you for tuning in today. Your support means the world to me, and not just me, but the even the listeners as well, or the guests in a future episode. So don't forget to mark your calendars for our next upload, or for my next upload, or I should say ours, because this is a community. So I don't know when I usually upload because I'm doing this I'm doing this typing and editing, so basically I'm alone working on this podcast, but I pinky promise to upload as soon as possible. So, but anyways, follow my Instagram and email me after your story. And I know I said it once again. I'm not gonna repeat that twice. But this is my first episode. So again, my email is.
Before I pull out my email, this is a pre-record. Um, but I was revealing on my record, and turns out my words low-key sound ass. Um, hopefully it all makes sense. So yeah. But anyway, continue.
It's soundercontrol@gmail.com. Once again, it's soundercontrol@gmail.com. And my Instagram is it's Henry Mendez. So to spell it out, it's ITZ underscore H3NRY dot M3ND3Z. And then repeat that one more time. ITZ underscore H3NRY dot M3ND3Z. Um, but yeah, follow me on Instagram if you want to be a guest or just see me on page. And like once again, you can remain unknown or put your name or say your name with or you can remain unknown or put your name or you I can't talk, bro. So you can remain unknown or put your name if you give me consent. So I can't wait to look forward to connect with you all again soon. So yeah. And remember, chase your dreams and don't let anyone stop you from achieving your goal. So see you on the next episode. And thank you.